Just recently, I had to make some additions and changes to my modules that are typically in the middle of my layout right in here. So I've taken two out. We'll show you those in just a minute. But one of my goals was my NTRAK. I belong to NTRAK and I have NTRAK modules. And if you look, here's one module, here's another module. And if you've been paying attention to my past videos, you would have seen a much different layout right in these two sections. That's because the two pieces that are typically in here are two mountain kind of layouts that have a couple of other scenery in there, and they were my original NTRAK layouts that NTRAK modules that were kind of tough to take apart and put together. So I created these two, and I have two others that will fit in here because I have 8 feet in between here. Each of these are 4-foot modules. So those of you familiar with NTRAK, all your modules have to be 10, 4, 6, 8. Some sort of multiple of 2. So if we look here, here's my coal layout. So a couple things I wanted to do was, one, I needed to add some things. So in here I've added some deer in here, and I've added some workers transportation to get to the coal mine. On this one I created a new welding fabrication shop and added a bunch of junk vehicles along with some welders working on some stuff. And then I also added another set of deer in here. Got one jumping deer right there, and then on the my plastics factory, was able to get some HVAC units and a propane tank and a couple other things that I've been able to add to this industry module that I have. But the reason why I finally had a chance to test this out is because in these two modules, luckily I have lots of space in my basement, I am looking at building and I've almost got it done. I've added details to this farm, but I had to take this module out of the actual layout in order to do so I could get into space so that I could get a little driveway out the bridge. I have a bridge that goes across here, so I needed some sort of access to the farm here. Just finished putting some windrows in here, probably going to change that a little bit. Added some people and some vehicles in the milk truck coming to the barn to pick up the milk, as well as some animals in the back. But you can see here's this one this is the left side, and then over here on the floor is the right side, that are typically inside this section. So I can switch out NTRAK modules, which is pretty nice because now I can, one, test them out, do repairs, fix them, make sure they're ready to go for shows. And it was one of the goals of putting this overall layout together, is how can I actually take my NTRAK modules and just not only use them during shows, but use them at home. But then also I can do testing of locomotives and adding details or whatever I need to do. And I've got a nice little test so I can run it, and when I go to a show, I know that it works.